Have you ever felt like you've tried everything and your child is still struggling? If your child is facing challenges like autism, ADHD, sensory issues, anxiety, seizures, OCD, or even a more complex diagnosis like PANS or PANDAS, then chances are you've already walked a long, exhausting road. Maybe you've sat through appointment after appointment, tried the diets, the supplements, the therapies, the protocols, and still the progress either doesn't come or doesn't last. The good days feel rare, and deep down, you know there's more going on than anyone has taken the time to explain. If that sounds like you, then it's likely your child and your whole family are stuck in what we call the perfect storm, which is a sequence of traumatic, toxic, and life-altering events that a child goes through early in life, as far back as pregnancy, labor and delivery, and early childhood, that leaves their nervous system stuck in a perpetual state of fight or flight overdrive and throws them off track developmentally. No matter what you try, they seem to just stay stuck and struggle each day. You see some improvements with diet changes, detoxes, and movement-based therapies like PT, OT, and speech, but nothing seems to last, and nothing seems to get the job all the way done. This video is for the parents who are ready to finally understand why. If you've been chasing symptoms without finding real answers, if you've wondered why nothing seems to get to the root, and if you're looking for solutions that help restore calm and connection to your child's life, keep watching. We're going to walk you through what the perfect storm really is, how it disrupts your child's nervous system, and most importantly, how it can be helped. And here's what makes this conversation even more urgent. Today, 1 in 5 children in the U.S. has special health care needs. Nearly half of school-aged children live with a chronic health condition, and diagnoses like ADHD, autism, anxiety, and autoimmune disorders are rising fast. But behind those statistics are real families. Families just like yours, caught in a storm of rising challenges and limited answers. And far too often, the traditional medical model leaves them feeling overwhelmed, dismissed, and stuck in survival mode. That's why more and more families are searching for something different, something that actually gets to the root. Here's what most parents are never told. Everything is connected. That colic at 6 weeks old, the recurring ear infections, the eczema, the constipation, and the sleep struggles, those were not isolated issues. And no, your child didn't grow out of them. They often grow into new struggles like sensory overload, focus issues, anxiety, asthma, and even developmental delays. In traditional medicine, each of these symptoms gets handed off to a different specialist. Neurology may take a look if there's focus and behavior problems. GI focuses on digestion. ENT handles the ears. Allergy and immunology covers asthma and inflammation. But the truth is, all of these systems are connected through one thing, and that's the nervous system. One of the most overlooked contributors to neurological and developmental struggles is a high-stress, high-intervention pregnancy. When a mother's nervous system is stuck in fight or flight during pregnancy, whether from emotional stress, medical complications, or even just a fast-paced life, those stress hormones are shared directly with her baby through the umbilical cord. Now, that cord doesn't just carry oxygen and nutrients, it also acts as the power cord, connecting the mother's nervous system to the baby's developing nervous system. And those early stress signals set the tone for how the baby's nervous system will function after birth. Then comes the next wave of the storm, birth itself. When labor becomes complicated, interventions like inductions, forceps, vacuum extraction, or C-section often become necessary. Now, these tools can be life-saving, but they also create intense physical stress and tension on an infant's delicate brainstem, their upper neck, and other regions of the neurospinal system. This is where a neurological injury known as subluxation often occurs. It's not just about bones being out of place. Subluxation is a disruption in the way that the nervous system communicates and the way it functions. When that miscommunication begins, especially when it's in the upper neck and brainstem, it keeps the nervous system locked into that fight or flight mode right from the start. This also suppresses the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic side of the nervous system. Now, this is the part that's responsible for rest, digestion, sleep, immune response, and emotional regulation. So what happens? You get a baby who struggles to latch, who won't sleep, who cries constantly, and seems uncomfortable all of the time. As they get older, the immune system becomes more reactive, the gut more sensitive, and their regulation becomes more difficult. Now, medications like antibiotics, reflux meds, or steroids might offer short-term relief, but they often further disrupt the gut-brain connection, and they keep the nervous system stuck in a survival mode. And as the child grows, those early imbalances evolve. They don't just go away, they shift. Maybe it's now ADHD, anxiety, asthma, allergies, or constant sensory overload. But at the core, it's still the same story. A nervous system that's never had the chance to come out of fight or flight. Now, this pattern is known as dysautonomia. It's what happens when the autonomic nervous system, this is the system in charge of every automatic function in your child's body. It's out of sync, overwhelmed, and unable to regulate. That's exactly why neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic exists. We're not here to manage behaviors or patch symptoms. We're here to find the true root cause. Using a powerful tool called the insight scans, we can measure how your child's nervous system is functioning, how stressed it is, how well it's adapting, and where the dysfunction is located. With that insight, we can create a care plan that's completely personalized to your child's unique needs. Each adjustment is gentle, specific, and designed to help release stored stress from the nervous system, especially in the brainstem and upper neck, where the vagus nerve begins. As we guide the body out of fight or flight and into a more balanced state, we often see things start to shift in a big way. Better sleep, calmer digestion, fewer meltdowns, clearer focus, a more connected, regulated child. It's not about chasing a diagnosis, it's about restoring the foundation. And if everything we've talked about in this video sounds like your story, if you see your child in what we've shared, then I want you to know there is real hope. When we stop chasing symptoms and start working with the nervous system, healing becomes possible. Lasting change becomes possible. At E320 Chiropractic, we take the time to hear your story. We look deeper. We use science-backed tools to uncover what's really going on. And then we walk with you step by step toward healing. So if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels, if you're ready to take that first step forward toward getting to the root, visit our website and schedule your initial consultation. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the one that can change everything.